Hello, hello, and welcome back to Space Engineers on the Xbox on the Series X. And we're back on Pertum, and we're doing a little tutorial today on one of my favorite blocks. I've done this in the past, but it's way, way, way back in the list. One of the first tutorials I did back at least possibly 2 years ago. Not much has changed, but I wanted to reiterate and do a new tutorial with the game as it is at the moment while we wait for Grid AI. So, why are we here? Well, we're going to take a quick trip outside of my little headquarters on Pertum. You might remember our mobile headquarters looking a bit different. I've been making some changes to it off camera and giving it a bit of a makeover. We're going to be looking at that in a minute, but first of all, we want to just bring up a new set of blocks out here in the desert, because now what I'm doing here is I'm changing the gravity aligned placement mode, and as you hold down the left bumper and tap the R2, you'll see that the block changes. And what I want is this one here, and I just want to put down a small grid of 9 blocks attached to this grid, because we're in creative again. I want a battery, and then behind that or in front of that battery I want a control seat, and then smack bang here I want a projector. Now the projector block can be placed in one way, and it's easy enough on the large grid version to see how you place it. See that plus sign? That's the top. So we want to rotate it until we see the negative sign, or the 2 lines there, and we want that facing forward. And we've got that. We can jump into our control station. The reason we've got our control station, it's quite useful to have a control station. I'm going to show you a very basic thing with the projector. First of all, we go into our control panel, and you can press the inventory button and then tap the right trigger, or you can hold down both bumpers and tap the inventory button, and you'll go straight into it. Once we're on the projector, we want to set a few things up. For a start, we want a blueprint, and we want, in this case, our mobile headquarters blueprint. And now we've got it. It will warn us that multiple grids are not supported. Only the largest grid will be used. Correct. Now we've got that. We want to do 2 things. We want to go to keep projection first, and make sure that's on. And then we want to come down here, and we want to look at our projection, and we want to change the forward offset so we can see it out there. Look, push forwards, and it's going away from us. And then we want the vertical offset, and push that into the negative so it goes into the air. Now you'll notice it's pretty tricky to see this thing from where we are. But now we've got it, let's just come out of that, and you'll see that we've actually got our projection. If you've got a welding ship or a giant welding wall, you can actually go around and start welding up these blocks. It'll work with a hand welder. That's not what we're here for. What we're here for today is we're going to use this projector here. Rather than projecting that blueprint to be built externally by some means, we're going to apply it in a different way. And I'm going to show you a method that I use for making sure that we get that blueprint exactly where we want it. So let's get rid of this grid for the time being, and let's go on board our mobile headquarters. Now you can use the ladder as I created, but we're going to take a shortcut because I want this to be a shorter tutorial video, and we're going to take a shortcut into here. Just before that though, you'll see that I've started work on the interior, building out a few bits and pieces here and there, just to give it a little bit more of a lived in look. Some lights in and so on. What we want then is our projector. And we're going to pop it just into the center of the ship for now, or the base. And again, we want to look and make sure we've got the thing in the right place. And you'll see that it's not. There's something not right. We can flip it for a start. And we know now that the minus sign is there. If we change the axis by pressing down on the D-pad, we can flick it until we get in the right place, like so. Now, we're going to build another control chair. This time, though, we're not going to go into the blueprint itself yet. What we're going to do, actually, yes, we'll do the blueprint first, because I can show you. If you search for the projector, so PRO at the top search bar, you should find it. Go to projector, again, blueprints, mobile headquarters, yes, down, keep projection. We want this on, and now we don't want anything else. What we want to do is come out of that, and we're going to set some shortcuts up. So let's think on it like this. We want to move it backwards and forwards, but we want to move it in a specific way. We don't want to move it all over the place. So we need to move it up and down for a start. So let's look at holding down the D-pad on the up direction, coming down until we find our projector in the list below the lights here. And we want vertical offset increase on the D-pad. And we want the same, but we want it on decrease. There it is. And now when we do this, we can lift our blueprint up and down, like so. So far, so good. We want a way to move it backwards and forwards. So again, left on the D-pad, projector, block. We want to increase the forward offset, and we want to decrease forward offset. So now we can pull it away from our main ship, like so. And we can see it perfectly as a ghost there. We're almost there. Now we want to look at left on the D-pad after changing the page. And to change the page, as I've said, hold down the left stick, press B, and you'll go to the next page. Press A, you'll go back. So once we're on the next page, we want to come down to the projector block again. So, and this time we want to set up increase pitch, and then we want to set up decrease pitch. We need to decrease the pitch. So if we make a mistake with the increasing of the pitch, we can easily sort it out. So hold on, let's make sure I've done that right. Yeah, increase pitch. So now let's go to increase pitch. And if you need to clear a direction on the D-pad, you just hold it down again and then press X when it opens the toolbar config. So now, in theory, if I tap that direction, it will rotate that way, back again, and this way. Now we've got it where we want it, facing the correct direction. Now we just have to maneuver this into place. And this is why we set up this control seat. Because now what we can do is we can move this thing forwards, and we can look, and if you notice, it's off center. So it being off center, we need a way of moving it backwards and forwards like this. So back again to our projector. And we just need to, once more, open up our projector. And now we've done the vertical offset. We just need the horizontal. And in there. Back. Bring it in, and we can see it's aligned properly along the solar panels as it comes forward, and you'll know when it's in the right place because it will actually disappear. So we can bring it down again. Bing, there you go. That is now in the right place. So now we have a repair projector on our little vessel, and we can put that projector block onto the control panel. We could leave this control panel here to specifically act as a way to control the projection, just in case things went wrong. So in that case, we're going to just put the third page up, and we're just going to pop projector here, and we're going to toggle it on off. And now it's working. Let's just whip out this block here for a start. And you'll see once this block's gone, a projection is in its place. So if something blows up like a conveyor, you can easily go to that and repair any damage done. And that's why we use a repair projector. They're very useful in case something goes wrong on your build. And remember, now we've got that, we actually don't have it properly set up yet, because there's one thing it's missing. If that repair projector seat or whatever gets destroyed, it's not part of our original blueprint. So what we need to do, and I'm going to show you this whole step, is go into here, turn our engines on, unlock the landing gear, just lift it up a few feet off the ground, let it hover, come out, click the right stick in, choose copy grid. Because we're on creative, we can do. Normally, you'd only really be able to create a blueprint. You won't be able to cut or paste unless you've got creative mode tools active. But we're going to copy this grid like so, then hold the left bumper, tap B, then hold the right bumper, tap B. Make sure we're on our mobile HQ, and we're going to replace this blueprint with the one we've just put into the clipboard. And then we're going to press B, come back to our ship, to our base, bring it back down onto the ground until it's fully down, lock down those, and you'll probably see that there may be some damage actually. I might be able to repair with the repair projector, and that's a good example. These bespoke landing gear can be a bit tricky sometimes. But still, have a look and see if there's any damage. But what we ideally want to do is replace that blueprint that we've just got in there with the new one. So we can enter the command station again, and this time control panel again, go to the projector by searching for it. Projector, we've lost large magnetic plate, armor block, and interior lights, as it tells us there. Go to blueprints, go to mobile HQ, blah blah blah, yes, correct, keep projection is on, blah blah blah, all set up. Off that, let's go and have a look at the damage. It's always tricky to try and find the bit to weld. I may have to lift the ship off to weld this properly. But as you can see, this is why a repair projector is really quite useful. Yeah, I'll probably have to lift the ship off to repair that, or the mobile base. But now you've got a repair projector. Very much a case of going around, finding the blocks that are damaged, and skipping around underneath here, like so. Down on here, like so. We can have another look and see just what the projector says. Magnetic plate, interior lights. But that gives you the basic idea of how a repair projector works. If something goes wrong, you lose a block, like a wall block or whatever, you can easily get it back. So there you go. That's how to set one up, and that's how to blueprint and make sure that your repair projector is actually part of your blueprint as well. That's all I've got time for. So stay safe, take care, have fun, enjoy the game. Keep your eyes on Space Engineers on our Facebook group, and also on the Space Engineers official page on Facebook, as well as Twitter. Marek Rosa is starting to share little bits and pieces of Grid AI. It's all looking really interesting. Once that does come out, I will be doing lots of videos, lots of build videos, tutorials, and just building in general. That's it though. Thank you very much for liking, subscribing, sticking with me through these last 2+ years. I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.